other day I was in my room and I was playing with myself. And I noticed the gray hair. And I was shocked. And it was the kind of shock you get, like, you know, when you're masturbating and you're like, your brother walks in and then you're like, should I keep going or, you know, because I don't want to get blue bean if I stop. So yeah, I found my first gray pubic hair and I wrote a song about it. Guess I won't shave anymore since I'm turning gray. No Brazilian wax or shaving cream for my vajayjay. Gray hairs all over my pussy, gray hairs all over my Bob Ross, gray hairs all over my hoo-ha and some white ones too. Gonna get my AARP card. Gonna get my AARP card. Gonna get my AARP card and some coupons too. I'll stop having one-night stands since I'm turning gray. Monogamy, gray. Hairs all over my coochie, gray. Hairs all over my twat, gray. Hairs all over my South Park and some white ones too. Gray hairs all over my machine, gray hairs all over my snatch, gray hairs all over my chocolate box and white ones too. Gray hairs on my penis flytrap and some white ones too. Gray hairs all over my jungle book and white ones too. Well, you ever wonder why you're single, but then you do something later and you're like, oh, that's why. So yeah, I mean, I've got kind of a perfect example of that. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in a car accident. That's not why I'm single. Nobody died. Wait a minute, is that true? Because I didn't stick around to find out. I should probably follow up on that eventually. Anyway, so, I got in a car accident. So at first, the other driver was really nice, but she's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm just a little stuck up. But as soon as he realized I was all right, he just started getting really rude. Like, he was like, well, did you even get your driver's license? And I'm like, I got a fucking car. What the hell do you think? And then he's like, well, just admit you're at fault now. If you admit you're at fault now, I don't have to call the cops. It's not going to end well for you if the cops get involved. And I was like, what in the Tucker Carlson? Like, what did this good old boy just say to me? And then that's when I realized, he's filming me. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing, asshole. So I was like, all right. So the rational part of my brain was like, okay, clearly he's trying to antagonize you, so you act like a fool on camera. You know what's up. You're not gonna fall for his bullshit. But then, the part of my brain that makes all my decisions, that part of my brain was like, do it! Call the cops! I ain't afraid to get shot today. I got great insurance. Finally start working on my novel when I'm on sick leave. So, as I was sitting in the back of the police car, a thought occurred to me. Is this why I'm single? Am I too impulsive? So I always feel like it's a good idea to get a second opinion, in these kinds of situations. So I asked Officer Morales, what he thought. But he told me that at this point I should probably just remain silent. Because, they might have to tase me again. But, next weekend, me and Officer Morales, we got a date. He doesn't know it yet. I'm told that men like a woman who's assertive. And the voices have never steered me wrong before. So why would they now, right? So, as part of my self-improvement strategy, I just try to counter every negative with a positive. So I said to myself, boss bitch, this is probably the first time in history that a black person wanted a white person to call the cops on them. So if nothing else, you contributed to a moment in black history. And how many people can say they've done that? I mean, especially here. So Halloween is coming up soon. And I never understood people who they don't want their kids to watch scary movies, but then they encourage them to read the Bible. Because as an 8-year-old, the Bible was way scarier to me than anything R.L. Stein ever wrote. Especially because you're told that these are true stories. So you're this could happen to me at any minute, okay, for example, they're Jesus, a bunch of guys just got together and they nailed another guy. And not in that fun, homoerotic, gangbang sort of way you find on Pornhub. They literally nailed him to a cross and killed him because they didn't like what he was saying. Because back then, when they canceled you, it was permanent. Fucked around and found out. And then, the story that always scared me, though, was the one of Abraham and God, where, God was to prove your devotion to me, sacrifice your child. And then, Abraham was all right, cool. Didn't even think about it, he was really going to do it. And that's right. Alex never did well in cell, smelly, staying online, screaming at girls he can't date. You got Cheetos on your face. Your big disgrace, spending all your time listening to Andrew Tate. We will block you. We will block you. Alex, you're a nice guy, fat guy, sitting in your room, trolling on your computer all day. You got acne on your face, your big disgrace, drying up vaginas all over the place. We will block you. Sing it! We will
the States one day, your passport grow. Pack your things and go. Think you found a wife, but she's really a hoe. We will block you. Sing it. We will block you. Everybody, we will block you. All right. Woo! Thanks for giving me my confidence back, Tucson. But I love it here, though. I love Tucson. Tucson is like the halfway house of Arizona. Because, like, you guys take everyone. You don't turn anybody away, you know? One time I told that joke and this lady got mad. She's like, well, if you don't like it here, why don't you just leave? And I was like, well, then where would I get my fentanyl? Scottsdale? I feel like they're more of an Oxycontin kind of crowd. It's too expensive for me. So, yeah. But I've gained a lot of weight since I've been back here in the States. I feel like it was easier to keep the weight off when I was in Japan because I constantly had to dodge people who wanted to touch my hair. So it was real easy to get the cardio in every day. But I hated shopping for clothes when I was over there. Because I felt like there were all of these negative subliminal messages about plus size clothing over there in Japan. Like for one thing, all the plus size clothes have cats on them. So it's almost like they're telling you straight to your face, you're gonna die, old cat lady, you know? And like the 1X is not too bad. So the 1X is just like a cute little chubby cat at home eating ice cream. And it's like, okay, that's cute. But then the 2X gets a little darker. It's the same cat. She's laying on her couch, PS5 controller in hand, bunch of empty food wrappers scattered around, and looks like there's an eviction notice on the floor. But the worst is the one size fit all, because it's the cat, and she's sitting at her desk, and she's writing a letter. A giant teardrop rolling down the side of her face. Or maybe it's mayonnaise, I don't know. And that's just the front of the shirt, and the back of the shirt is her, like, walking down train tracks as a train slowly approaches in the background. Maybe that joke was too dark, you guys. Kind of like me in Japan. So I got like people who used to say like ask me rude questions when I was over there. And the worst were kids, because you know kids don't have a filter. So like one time this kid asked me, he's like, "Are you a man or a woman?" And I was like, "Well, it depends on how long the line is to the ladies' bathroom." And then I stole his candy and I scurried away into the darkness. A lot of foreign guys come to Japan because they're looking for like a submissive Japanese girlfriend, you know, somebody who's going to do everything they say. One time I was at this party. I have never seen so many mediocre looking white men in one place with attractive women. It was like a Trump family reunion. It was insane. And like, I feel bad for the women because they're walking around with these guys, and in their mind, they think these guys look like Chris Hemsworth or Liam Hemsworth, you know? But they really look like that third Hemsworth brother, the little skinny one, that looks like Chris Farley. If you don't know who Chris Farley is, if you're too young to know who Chris Farley is, just think Melissa McCarthy if she was funny. That's who he looks like. Y'all saw Ghostbusters, we know she ain't funny. So I used to work at this high school, and I was an English teacher there. And there was another English teacher there, and she was black too. So everybody thought we were the same person. And her name was Kelly, and I hated her. And oh, she was such a bitch, man. Like, and she would like do all this nasty shit, and I was just afraid that one day she'd like commit a crime, but then I would get arrested for it, you know? And they dragged me down to the station. We know it was you. We got you on camera. I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Shut up, Lizzo. All right. So I thought about going to Kelly's house when she wasn't there, because I met her husband. So I thought about going to her house when she wasn't there and ruining her marriage, because he's got no idea we're not the same person. But I never win. Allegedly, I never win. But a lot of times since I was in Japan, a lot of people, they assumed that I wasn't American because I'm black. Because when they think Americans, they think, oh, only white people are Americans, you know? Like one time I was in the airport, I was in a taxi going to the airport. The driver was this old guy. And he's like, so, you going back home? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, back to Africa. And I was like, no. Well, how about you? Have you been back to your village since the attacks? I saw that documentary, Godzilla -1. That was horrible what happened to your people. And then he just kept asking me all these questions about Africa, like it was going to awaken something in me or something. I don't know. So finally I told him, I was like, look, I don't like to talk about it, but there's a civil war going on in my home country of Wakanda. It's between the two great houses, Slytherin and Hufflepuff. And then he just kind of stopped listening, and I'm like, see, this is what I mean. People say they want to learn about your culture, but they don't. They don't really want to know. For a while, I was working in a kindergarten, and there was this Japanese parent there, this woman, and she just did not believe that I was American. She did not believe it, because I'm black, you know. So every day I would come to work, and every day she'd ask me some question, quizzing me on American history or something. So finally, I just did the most American thing I could think of, and I shot her. I feel a little bad, because now Kelly's doing 10 to 15 for attempted murder. But, I mean, on the bright side, you know, me and her husband are expecting our second child. So I think it worked out for everybody. But, now that I'm back in the States, I have a job as an academic advisor for online school. And so I don't have any coworkers because I work from home, but we have like meetings, and I hate it because I feel like every meeting, I'm like, this could have been an email or a fist fight. Like, why are we here? It doesn't make sense. And they're all so basic, you know what I mean? And I feel like they're trying to make me one of them. And I feel like that guy from 12 Years a Slave. But it's like, they're not whipping me until I yell out, master. They're whipping me until I yell out, live, love, love! Live, love, love! So I'm as basic as the rest of them. I already figured out what I'm going to do on the last meeting, like right before I quit. Like, I'm going to announce it like a WWE announcer. Let the meeting of the basic bitches begin! And then, instead of playing one of those, you know, stupid icebreakers, we're gonna play Fuck, Marry, Kill. It's like, all right, Doris, we all know your favorite color is green, but would you fuck, marry, or stab James with an ice pick from HR? We all wanna know. You know, that's the fun part. So I had this woman call advising one time, and I'm not gonna give you guys her name, and I'm not gonna say her phone number or anything. I don't want you all harassing her. But I will say her social security number is 090552424. I'm kidding. Her name is Tanya Malloy. So this woman called, and she's complaining because she's like, she was using our tutors, and the tutor had to end the shift because her shift was over. And the woman thought she should have stayed beyond her shift and helped her. And her actual words were, the school should hire people who care more about the students than they care about themselves. And I was like, this smooth-brained bitch. Like, I could not believe she had the nerve to say that, you know? So I'm looking at the clock, and I realized my shift is over in 10 minutes. So I was like, you know, ma'am, normally in 10 minutes I'd have to go and pick up my kids, but you know what? Fuck them kids. Because you got a report due tomorrow. And I care about you, ma'am. And you know what? It's about time those kids learn from real life experience anyway what stranger danger is. There's just some things you can't learn from a book. Like, how much meth could I buy with a Walmart gift card? So, as I'm saying all of this stuff to her, I forgot all our calls are monitored and recorded for training and quality assurance. So if you know a place that's hiring, hit your girl up! All right, now before I go, I want to sing you guys a song I wrote about Kelly because I hate her.
Yes.
All right, and this is to the tune of Alicia Keys' Girl on Fire. She's just a bitch and she's a liar, saltier than the sea, and she's coming my way. We all hate her in the office, she's a liar, spreading rumors casually, holding the truth at bay. Oh, bitch walking around talking trash, might have to beat her ass. Oh, she don't know what I got planned, not afraid to throw hands. This bitch is a liar. This bitch is a liar. How did she get hired? Gonna set her car on fire. Everybody stares into the light, cause they can see a car light up the night. Watch it as it brightens up the sky. Don't say that I didn't warn you, girl. Go ahead and clutch your pearls. Now you gonna watch it burn, baby, burn, baby. Your car is on fire, and I slashed your tires. That's what I do to liars. Enjoy the bonfire. Burn, 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 burn. Crispy, burn, burn, burn to the ground. Burn, 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 burn. Watch it all burn to the ground. Now she's a bitch whose car's on fire. If we hear sirens, you guys, it wasn't me. All right, thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of the show.